Hello, welcome back to my channel. It is me, a lonely black star, and today we're going to review Euphoria Season 3, Episode 8, titled In God We Trust. Let's get into it. Now let's get into our girl, Rue. So, spoiler alert if you haven't already watched the episode, but Rue has unfortunately passed away. She was laced with fentanyl by Alamo when he pretended to care about her after she got his stuff back, and he was acting all nice and stuff. I swear you, when he was acting like that, I was like, oh yeah, he's setting her up. He's definitely taking her out. But I'm thinking that he's about to shoot her. But instead, he decided to trick her, acting all nice, talking about, oh, you did a good job, take a week off. He even gave her a bottle full of pills, and I'm just like, oh, okay, he's trying to trigger her addiction so that she can off herself, or there's something up with those pills. Like, that's literally what I was thinking. Of course, it was basically both in a sense, because even though she didn't necessarily, she relapsed, but not in the same way, because she only took one pill, but since it was laced with fentanyl, it doesn't take much to kill you. It really doesn't. Just a small dosage of it can kill you, and that's literally what happened to Rue. And seeing her on the couch hallucinating, reaching out to the high heavens, and just the smile on her face as she's dying, I was like, oh my god. It's not surprising because we already knew that this most likely was going to happen to Rue. She's been going through a lot, and this season she was involved with way too many things. I was just like, I would be surprised if you survive this series finale. I'll be surprised, but unfortunately she didn't. She died halfway through the episode. I was like, oh damn, I wasn't expecting that. But yeah, it was sad. And I know Sam Levinson in the ending, he was talking about how he wanted to show a realistic ending to addicts, and how they tend to just, even if they sober up, they tend to relapse and die right after. And though I understand what he meant, but it's kind of that's not every addict. That's not every former addict, I should say. That's not all of them, but I guess for Sam, he really wanted to show Rue being that person that does succumb to that, while Ali is the person, though he does relapse, he doesn't necessarily die from it. But it does kill him in a sense, but that I'm gonna talk more about Ali in his section. But yeah, seeing Rue just pass, one thing I don't really like was that I feel like, I get it, okay, she's an addict, so she kind of burned some bridges, or people have a negative outlook on her. But I feel like her death, I feel like no one really cared outside of Ali, Lexi, and that's it. We don't really see the mom's reaction to Rue's death. I mean, we can imagine, but even her own sister, and I get there's been things happening behind the scenes, but it's you can't tell a story like this and then involve the people that you did involve and not show them in the end, especially when someone close to them, their daughter, their sister, passes away from their addiction. You don't show their reaction to that. That's the thing. I'm just I feel like it was lacking in that. It was just I feel like we're just moving past it. Outside of Ali, he's the one that's going to get vengeance for her, but I don't know. I feel like we're just kind of there was no funeral, there was nothing. It wasn't given. Her death was sad, but it wasn't as emotional as it should be. And also the lack of music from Labyrinth, it was very much present. It would have hit much different if he was involved in this series finale, but unfortunately he wasn't. So her death, though it was impactful, it wasn't that emotional for me. It was sad, but I didn't cry about it. It was just damn, I really hope the best for her, but I know this was realistically what was going to happen. Rest in peace to Rue. She suffered a lot in life, but she was able to find joy in some aspects of it, and I'm glad that she doesn't have to suffer anymore. Now, I don't think she needed to die to not experience suffering, but this is what Sam Levinson wanted. But to anyone that has suffered similar to Rue, just know that your story doesn't have to end this way, because there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and suffering isn't forever, even when you're alive. Now let's get into Ali. So, unfortunately for Ali, he's the one that discovered Rue dead on his couch. He woke up and noticed that she wasn't moving or responding, and realized that she had passed. And he also realized that there were pill bottles that she had, and he tested them to see if they were laced, and they were laced with fentanyl. And that really broke him, because him and Rue had been through a lot since season 2. And, he's tried to help her, and he has helped her, but unfortunately, because of the life she was involved in, she ended up dying. And it broke him. It broke him to the point where he changed his religion. I don't know if he went back to being a Christian, because I do know he said that he doesn't know what he believes anymore, but it seemed like in the end he became a Christian again. But regardless, Rue's death definitely impacted him to the point where he's questioning his faith. He relapsed, he started to drink again, and he ended his AA meetings. And he thought to himself, like, I'm tired of just trying to be a guy for people and then watching them always succumb to either to an addiction or to the lifestyle that got them in it, or they happen to enter. And he thought to himself that it's time for him to take matters to his own hands, which he did. He brought out his gun, shaved it down, and he was ready to go to work. He put on his military uniform, pulled up to Alamo's club, closed the door, sealed it, was questioning Alamo's men, shooting Alamo's men when he not answering right. Like, he was on that type of time, and I'm glad, because Rue deserved justice. And I'm glad Ali was the one to get it for her. Like, if only she knew that there was someone that, like, granted, there was people that already cared about Rue, but for someone to do something like this for her, if only she knew that. But as Ali is confronting Alamo and they're having a face-off, Alamo's telling him, let's have an old Western battle. When this champagne bottle drops to the ground, we draw our guns, and whoever gets shot, gets shot. And, of course, Alamo, he doesn't want to play fair, and he draws his gun before the champagne bottle even reaches the floor. And he tries to shoot Ali, but unfortunately for Alamo, Bishop took the bullets out the gun. So now you're left vulnerable. And you know what Ali did? He went to blast him 3 times. Yeah, and he said just in case for that last round. And I'm glad he did. Yeah, ain't no resurrection around here. But yes, he was able to get his revenge. And Coleman Domingo, he really did a good job playing his role. Like, he ate that. And yeah, and I know Ali feels bad that even though he got his revenge, he still feels sad about her death. But he ended up saving a lot more people than he realized. And after this whole thing, luckily he didn't get caught by police or anything. And he ended up visiting the place that Rue talked about in the beginning of the season with this Christian isolated family. The family that Rue stayed with in the beginning of the episode, and the people that inspired her to become more closer to God and go on her journey of finding happiness for herself. Ali visited the place, and I think he saw what she saw, and it made him happy in the end. Now let's talk about Bishop. So in this episode, he basically betrays Alamo, and I know a lot of people were having theories about him before this episode. They were saying that, he might be related to Alamo, he might be Alamo's son, brother, cousin, he might be the real Alamo, like he might be an undercover cop. They were saying they had all these theories about him, but no, Bishop was Bishop. Like, he was the snake that led to Alamo's end. Remember that scene when he was talking to Rue and he was letting Rue know about that story about the snake that was sizing up its owner so it can eventually eat it? That was him. Like, he was talking about himself. Like, he was letting Rue know, like, though I don't trust you, girl, I will take Alamo out when the time comes. Like, he was always letting us know, like, he will betray Alamo when the time comes. And that was the perfect time, because he sees how Alamo's acting. He just, I don't know. I don't necessarily know Bishop's real reason, but from what I'm understanding is that he didn't really fit in with his lifestyle. Like, he was cruel. Like, Bishop was cruel, and he was doing some crazy stuff, like getting rid of bodies, taking people out the game. Like, he was very much a part of that type of lifestyle. He didn't mind doing that, it seemed. But he wasn't vibing with Alamo. Like, he was very much annoyed every time Alamo had a question. It was giving like that girl that's fed up with her man. It's like, like she's mentally checked out and she was waiting for the perfect opportunity to leave. Like, it was kind of giving that. And Ali's action gave him that opportunity, and he definitely made sure to take that. And it seemed like in the end he's going to maybe be working with or for Maddie, because he seems to have formed a connection with her. So I don't know what's going to happen with them, because they end up leaving together. So it was left kind of ambiguous. But overall, Bishop, he just seemed like he didn't fit into the lifestyle that Alamo and his crew were into. He didn't really interact with the dancers. He wasn't super lustful, and he didn't really take pleasure in the things that he did do. So basically, he was really ready to get out of his life, and he got his wish, him along with Maddie. Now let's get into Cassie. So I don't really have too much to say about her. this episode because, she and Maddie are just trying to take in the aftermath of Nate dying and being in debt to Alamo. So they're trying to just figure it out and be there for each other. And in the ending credits, or really not say ending credits, but at the end with Sam Levinson speaking, he's talking about this is the true love story. I'm like, what is he talking about? You talking about the love story between Maddie and Cassie? I'm like, no. Like, what? Someone that betrayed you, there will never be no love story. Platonic love, romantic love, no type of love. There's no love story between that. Like, whatever. But yeah, Cassie, she was just, realizing that this is the life that she did create, but it's not really what she wanted. She's looking at pictures of Nate, missing him. She's realizing that this lifestyle is just really not for her. She finds herself trapped in this world and she's not happy anymore. The attention isn't enough. The money isn't enough. Nothing's enough right now because all she truly wanted was just genuine love. And the one that she thought can give it to her, he unfortunately met his death. And now she needs to figure out how to go on about life. But luckily for her, since Alan was gone, she probably wouldn't have to keep doing this. Now, I don't know what's really going to be the relationship between Maddie and Cassie now that Alamo's gone, but she doesn't have to worry about his debt anymore, anyone's debt for that matter. She'll probably just owe, the bank and stuff because of, the house. But other than that, things will be brighter in her and Maddie's future. So now let's get into Maddie. She's also going through it too. She's in debt to Alamo, and they, I'm pretty sure, have been hooking up now, because it's been a few months, especially after Rue's death, and she goes to him weekly or monthly to give him money, and they end up doing things together. Because even in her recent and last meetup with Alamo, she has money on her to give to him, and he starts telling her about, I had an epiphany about the American dream, and I've been letting myself be manipulated by a woman, even though I always told myself I would never let that happen again. And I want us to have a family together. I'm like, what is he talking? I know Maddie was super uncomfortable, bro. She probably wanted to crawl her skin if she could. It was just bro, leave you alone. What do you talk about having 4 kids, white picket fence, American dream? What are you talking about? It was so, ugh. I can just feel her just screaming to get away from the situation. But luckily for Maddie, she's able to escape the situation because, again, Ali came and got rid of Alamo. So she's in no debt to him or his people, none of that. She is free. And her face when she saw Alamo get shot, she was so relieved. She's like, oh, thank you. No more meetups, no more hookups, no more money given, no debt. She's finally free. And again, I'm not sure if she and Bishop are going to start working together. I don't know what's going to happen now that they're not in debt to these crazy people. So we're going to, I don't know, I'm over here acting like there's going to be another episode, but who knows? I'm hearing rumors about Euphoria having another season, but again, everything's left ambiguous in terms of what's going to happen next with all the characters that did survive. We just know that they're free and not in debt to Alamo or other people. Now let's get into Lexi. So her role this whole season was pretty minor in my opinion. She didn't really have that much scenes, and when she did, it was just she's just judging people and being miserable with her life. And in her final scene, she's talking to Cassie about Rue and the Bible and how Rue left her Bible and she's been reading it ever since. And even though she might not be religious, but she realized that the Bible was really fascinating, and she realized that people in the Bible, they suffer and they still find ways to keep moving on with life. And she found it beautiful. And I said, she's basically saying how she was inspired by the Bible and stuff. And I don't know, this scene wasn't really hitting how I feel like it was supposed to hit, because I feel like she was kind of rambling. I just feel like she was rambling, because even Cassie Cassie low-key trying to get to the point, because it was just kind of oh, okay, girl, I get it, you feel bad for how Rue and you ended it off, but I don't know, it's just her scene is just kind of feel you can cut this in half. I didn't really care. And finally, let's get into Jules. So Jules was pretty much useless this whole season. I don't even know what's the point of her character anymore. She just existed as some guy's full-time living trapped girlfriend. I don't really get it, but it is what it is. And her art of Rue was kind of, it didn't really hit either. Like, I don't know, a lot of things in this show, in the season finale, and the show in general, honestly, wasn't really hitting for me. Like, and I'm gonna explain that a little later. But yeah, Jules, she was just such a forgettable character this season. Like she and Nate, again, characters that were important previous seasons have been reduced to unimportant and don't do nothing for the plot. Overall, my thoughts on Euphoria season 3 in total, I feel like it was okay. Like, it wasn't super bad, but it also wasn't the best thing that I've seen. Like, this season was okay to me. Like, if you compare it to season 1, like season 1, especially how it ended too, like that was phenomenal. Like, I stay rewatching the ending of season 1, like playing the songs to like Labyrinth and all that stuff. Like, it was really good. That's why it became so popular, because season 1 really carried. Season 2 was okay too. Like, season 2 had its moment. I'm just like, okay, this is where he started to fall off. And by he I mean Sam. And then season 3 is like, okay, yeah, you totally lost the plot. Like, I feel like he really did lose the plot. And I'm not even talking about Ruth's death or anything. It's just certain things I'm just like, what? First of all, overly focusing on Cassie is like, when does she become the main girl of the show? She was a main character, but not in this way. Like, she just became the whole star of the show, and it's like it was getting kind of annoying. Like, I feel like most episodes about Cassie, and then it felt like a lot of the episodes were really repetitive. It was like, okay, Cassie is doing her stuff, Maddie's pimping, Lexi's hating, Jules is trapped in the home, Rue is on some BS. It's just kind of like, it just felt like the same episode happening over and over again. Also, Sam Levinson, he needs to open up his writer's room, because there was a lot of problematic things that were going on and that the characters were saying, because people were talking about, oh, it's realistic for them to say slurs. It was also realistic for them to say slurs when they were in high school. Like, that was hella realistic. But he made sure not to allow them to say that. But now, I don't know, maybe because of the political climate of the world, Sam Levinson just feeling super comfortable, because even the final scene where Ali's confronting Alamo's men, he's saying monkey asses, man, dink. I'm like, what are we talking about? And not saying black people don't say these things, but it's like, what? It's a white man writing this for black characters. Like, it's just, he's really expressing himself real bad in these characters, and it's like, I'm not falling for that, because that's propaganda right there. Like, him and then Alamo referring to himself as the hard R. I'm like, what is going on? Like, I'm like, okay, yeah, he's on one for sure. Like, I mean, Sam already been on one. He always, every second there's a poop scene in the show. I'm like, what is going on? But yeah, overall, Sam Levinson, he was definitely weird writing the script and for certain things. But yeah, overall, Euphoria season 3, it was okay. Would I rewatch this specific season? Probably not. Will I rewatch season 1? Sure. Season 2? But yeah, Euphoria, it was good while it lasted, and I, definitely enjoyed Euphoria Sundays. But it all must come to an end, and that is my overall review on Euphoria season 3. Please let me know your comments. Please let me know how you felt about this final episode, how you felt about the show in general, how you felt about the season in general. Please let me know all those things. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you in my next video. Have a good day. Bye.